Hello, everyone. You're listening to Alternative Revelations with Linda Emanuel. This is podcast number 161. And if this resonates with you, so be it. If not, just disregard it. And this one's going to be the Georgia grid. And this is a lot more complicated than the Dallas-Fort Worth. But the secret here is small roads. Get out of towns. Bypass towns that are kill zones. Get on those small roads. And if you, in this, it's in the Georgia area coming from Atlanta. Mosh said, don't go west unless you're going to go before it all starts. But one of the best routes we're going to start off with is going south. And again, it's the Georgia area. It's a very big grid. I mean, it's almost the entire state. And first of all, I'm going to go over it. Day one is October 28th, and if you didn't watch a podcast before, when I found out that October 28th is Bill Gates' birthday, of all things to give him a birthday present, to kill, I can't tell you how many people Mosh said this could possibly kill. So October 28th is day one. Day one, if you get stuck, if you get trapped in the kill zone, you're going to make it if you know what to do. You immediately... The first day they shut off the grid. The reason they shut off the grid is your electricity cannot be running through your house along with the smart meter. So they shut off your electricity. You got to turn off your breakers. You got to shut those breakers off. And if you live in an apartment building, the whole entire apartment building has to be shut off, or the rest of the apartments, their smart meters will get to yours. So you shut off the breakers the very first day. Day 1 through 10 is just acclimating you to higher and higher frequency. It's like going through the x-ray machine at the airport. Now, day 10 is when they start sending the 35 gigahertz through your smart meter into your house or apartment. And this is in November. This is going on in November. People have all their windows and doors shut. So they're coming down with oxygen deprivation on day 10 probably. Well, by day 13 and 14, they're all dead. But you're going to have, since you have your breakers off, you're not going to be getting that 35 gigahertz being pulsed through your house. And day 12, you make your move. Day 12, you only have a couple day window here to get out. Day 12, you start moving to the boundary. And by day 12, the guards, if there's National Guards on these blockades, they'll all be sick and they won't give a rat's ass what you do. So on day 12, you move to the boundaries. On day 13 and 14, possibly 15, in Georgia, if you're going around these kill zones, you're probably going to be able to make it out on day 15. Probably on 16 too, but don't count on it. But if you can, the secret to this grid is you bypass all these cities with little roads. You don't go through any kill zone cities. There's a lot of little roads in the Georgia grid. Now, where Mosh said to start is south of College Park. There's a highway called 279. It runs south. And what you do is you hit a road called, I don't know if I'll say this right, it's Bethsalda. You go west on that road, and then you'll take 138 west, and you go, it's very, very complicated. So if you're going to go this route, your goal is to reach, without going through any of these kill zones. The safe cities are Ideal, Manchester, Pine Mountain, Thomaston, Talbotton, Geneva. Now, Geneva is kind of risky because it's real close to Columbus, which is hot. Another one is Ellaville. Ellaville is safe. And also Montezuma and Mauk, M-A-U-K. If you can make it down to those cities, those are safe cities. But you'll have to bypass all the kill zones. There's ways to do it. I traced it down myself. But my gosh, you have to go here, you have to go there. You're going to have to get a map out and map it out. But you can't go through any of the kill cities. There's all these kill cities that you can't go through. Let's see, for example, you can't go through Butler, and you can't go through, you just can't go through these towns, Buena Vista, towns like that. You're headed for the towns that I just mentioned that are safe, but everything else is hot. You cannot get go through those towns. I don't know what kind of blockades they'll have up or what, but that's the southern route. There's going to be a sign. Mosh said on September 4th is the delivery date for the Nestle products that are contaminated with the brucellosis bacteria. People are going to get sick. I don't know how long it takes to get to the shelf from the distribution centers. But once people get sick, you're only going to have a 1 or 2 day window to get out. And then it would be safe to go towards Alabama. Let me ask him what towns west of the Atlanta grid are safe. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I could see why he said don't go west. The Atlanta grid goes all the way west to Pell City, out of about, I don't know, about 50, 60, 70 miles out of Birmingham. This grid is huge out of Georgia, all along Highway 20. That is all kill zone. Highway 20 is a kill zone. You got to avoid this. Oxford, Heflin, Ranburne. Oh my gosh, this is Wadowie. These are all kill cities all through Alabama. Let me ask about this one. What about Talladega? Talladega is a kill city. Vincennes, it's kill city. Childerberg's a kill city. My gosh, I didn't know that Alabama. Oh my gosh. Lineville, Ashland, Birmingham is safe. Unbelievable. This grid on Georgia is huge. All down, all through 20. Goes to Pell City. Leeds is safe. Oh my gosh, it's just a big, unbelievable kill zone Georgia is. Highway 20 is a pretty big route for trucks. Now I know why he said don't go west. This is unbelievable. Everything in Georgia to the east of Alabama is hot. There's no place safe in West Georgia. No place. I haven't checked northwest, but maybe I'll go over that later. But he's telling me people have to go south. People have to go down that 279 and avoid every city, because all those are kill zones. This is the biggest kill zone I've ever seen. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just shocking. Unbelievable. But there is a way. You're going to have to sit down and chart it, because it's very, very one road here, one road. The secret is you got to avoid the kill cities all the way down to where I was talking. It doesn't start getting safe until Manchester, Pine Mountain, Thomaston, Talabotten. Geneva is probably not safe because it's so close to Columbus. Ellaville, Ideal, Montezuma. You got to make it to some of those towns there. And you're going to have to take all the little roads. You're not going to be able to take major roads. The best thing to do is get the heck out and don't go to Alabama. I thought Alabama would be safe. Alabama, unless you go to Birmingham. Anything between Pell City and Atlanta is a kill zone. I swear. I'm like, it's unbelievable. I had no idea where in Alabama, but these are all small towns in Alabama too. They're not big towns, but it seems like they're just killing off Highway 20. Seems like everything along Highway 20 and a little bit all around it is a kill zone. I've never seen anything like this. And they're all little towns. They're not next to each other. And if you try to get into one of those towns, you're going to go into a kill zone, and you don't want to be burnt ashes. I'm still in shock over this. It's not funny, but a little bit nervous laughter here. So I'm going to stop and keep going. But I'm just looking at this map, and I'm just like, unbelievable what they're doing to Georgia. It's just, And I don't know why they're, but if I've driven through Georgia a lot, going to Florida, and it is probably the biggest truck route in the whole country. I'm guessing, I mean, I've been in traffic jams 30, 40 miles outside of Atlanta trying to get through it. Wait, even though they have two bypasses and you can go through the middle of the city, it's just a very, very busy hub of all the trucks. And if they knock out Atlanta, it's knocked out most of that part of the country, and east of it and south of it and west of it. It's just terrible, this what they're doing. I hope people listening to this, if this goes through, I hope you remember that you're next, that you could be next. These people in the Georgia grid, I hope, I have a lot of listeners in Georgia, so it's the whole state. I'm going to check if Macon, I'm pretty sure Macon is still safe, but it's been a while, and things can change over the months. A couple months, they could put more towers up, but it's not about the towers. The towers are just overkill. The killer here is the smart meters. That's what's going to kill the people in their homes, but it's the towers that are going to kill all life in the area, even the worms and the fish in the lakes. They're just going to be all dead, and there won't be any air, breathable air in this whole state of Georgia, except for maybe below Macon and above another part of the northern. There won't be any air to breathe. It'll be like going to the moon. You won't be able to breathe because there will be no vegetation putting out oxygen. And now I know why he said don't go west. I thought that would be safe to Alabama, but it's not. Alabama's a big kill zone too, all the way to a couple miles out of Birmingham to the east. It's unbelievable. I'm still in shock. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop it here, and I'm going to keep going, see where he's got more escape zones to tell me about. Now, here's another way to get out. I like this way. There's the outer, there's towns called Gresham Park and Panthersville. You can't get on 155 going out of town because that might be blocked, but there's some little roads leading out of Panthersville and Gresham Park that cross Highway 285. They're little roads. I had to zoom in to find out the name of them. But you take that down. You take those roads over. They look like a lot of subdivisions and that. You take it over, about, I don't know how far. You go below. You can pick up 155 below Sheffield Woods. And 155... Now, you can't get on it by Sheffield Woods. You can't get into Sheffield Woods, and you can't get into Snapfinger, and you can't get into Point Blue because those are kill cities. So you want to get onto 155 below Sheffield. Possibly, I don't know the name of the road. Now, you can take 155 all the way down. You cannot enter McDonough. You're going to have to get off 155. And let's see what this road is. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. East Lake Road, a possibility. And then you get on East Lake Road, and you're going to start getting into a couple, there's a town called Oda, that's safe. West Forest is safe if you can get over to that. It's to the east of 155. Abide a While is safe, but Pottersdale is not safe. And then if you can get down to Macon, Georgia, you don't want to go through Jenkinsburg. You do not want to go through Jackson. All those if you can get to Macon on the side roads and avoid any of those towns. Once you get to Macon, Bolingbroke is safe, and you got to avoid Forsyth because that's hot. So if you can make it to Macon, Macon is safe, Bolingbroke, but you can't go through Forsyth because that's a kill city. Let's see if Jackson, did I say Jackson? If Jackson, Georgia is, Mosh is telling me Jackson is safe and Flovilla is safe, but Monticello is hot. Shady Dale is hot. So those two towns right there off of, not far from 75, They're on Highway 23. Those two towns are safe, and you can take those two towns. You'll have to avoid McDonough again. You'll have to get off of 155 and get bypass McDonough, go down to Jackson. There's some roads that go down there. I see them. I don't know the names of them. Get to Jackson and Flovilla. Don't go through Forsyth. If you can get to Bolingbroke and Macon, Georgia, those are safe. And let's see if these are safe. And Roberta is hot, Mosh is telling me. And Musella is hot. Warner Robins is hot. That's weird that right below Macon, Warner Robins is hot. It's weird. This is the most complicated grid. It's just all these kill cities. And Mosh just told me out of Warner Robins, Fort Valley is safe, but I don't know, it might be too close to Warner Robins to be safe. And Butler, that right going down that Highway 96, that's not safe either. I mean, these towns, the best way, I told people in Dallas, you can leave me a comment on this podcast on YouTube, and Mosh will look at it, and we can give you an idea what route to take. I mean, you have to use your intuition and ask God. You're in God's hands, but we'll try our best to get this. But Macon, Georgia is safe, and that's really weird. And it's far enough away from Warner Robins. I can't tell how many. I've got the grid pretty much blown up, and I can't tell how close they are. But Warner Robins south of Macon, it's not safe. Warner Robins is not safe. But it's really weird how they've jumped around here. Like Forsyth, northwest of Bolingbroke, it's hot. Monticello's hot. But yet Jackson and Flovilla, they're safe. And Griffin's hot. Zebulon is hot. Barnesville is hot. It's amazing. This is a tough grid. If you don't know if you don't know the cities, Mosh just corrected me. Barnesville is safe. It's between Zebulon and Forsyth. It's called Barnesville. It's safe. I'm wrong. He corrected me. And Forsyth is hot, and Zebulon. It's unbelievable. This grid, it's a nightmare. Again, Barnesville's safe. So if you can make it down to Jackson, Flovilla, Barnesville would be kind of hard to get to because Griffin above it's hot, Zebulon on the west is hot, and so is Forsyth. That's kind of like trapped right in the middle of them. I don't know how close. If Barnesville is closer than 2 miles or 1.5 miles from either of these cities, it could be affected by the 5G or the towers. So I don't know how far they are from each other, but because this map is so blown up, but I think it's more than 2 miles, and that is really weird that they'd stick that little town between these two hot towns. And again, Macon, Georgia is safe. Let's see if Gray is safe. This is just a wild grid. And Mosh just told me Gray is safe. That's a little bit north of Macon to a little bit northeast of Macon on Highway 129. This is a most amazing grid. And Mosh just told me that trapping these towns in between two hot towns, these towns are trapped on these roads between kill cities. So let's say these people are traveling down the road going to Zebulon, and they enter that city and they'll be cooked if the microwave frequency is going on. These people are going to be cooked. These Jesuits are sick. Mosh is telling me they're trapping these people between two kill cities. It's absolutely sick. I mean, if they go either way, in either direction, they're trapped between these two towns. They're right between them. And if they try to go east or they try to go west on these roads, they'll die. unless they go over country. Unbelievable. These Jesuits just, ugh. Oh, that's horrible. Back to the podcast. It's just a big kill grid. This is a crime. I don't remember how many people live in this whole. It's almost like the whole state is a target. It's just like the whole state. I don't know how much population the whole state of Georgia is, and then it trickles over to Alabama, all the way to Pell City, outside of Birmingham. It's just unbelievable. You have to see it to believe it. It's not funny. I'm just nervous laughing. I'm sorry. Somebody complained at me the other time because I kind of laughed, and it's just my way of crying sometimes, I'm just like, oh. So again, a safe thing is watch for the sign. And when they have a lockdown in your cities, you'll know. Or, when people start getting sick after September 4th is when the contaminated food is getting into the distribution centers. And I don't know how long it'll take for people to get sick after that. Just watch for people on the news getting sick. And then if you want to avoid all this death trap, you're going to have to go south. You can't go west. You can't go into Alabama unless you go all the way to Birmingham. No way. You can't go anywhere between Pell City and the Georgia. You can't even to Atlanta, all the way through. From Atlanta all the way to Pell City, Alabama is a kill zone. Unbelievable. You can't find any sanctuary between those. You can't go west. Not at all. And now I'm going to start going east, if there's any safe cities to the east of Atlanta. And I did do a podcast about the Atlanta, Georgia grid. And I had said, or Mosh told me that Augusta, Georgia was safe. Now, I don't remember if I podcast about how they're going to trick some elite, not all of them. Some of these elite are going to be thinking they're safe in their little city, but Augusta, Georgia is a trap for a bunch of, I guess, the elitists. I'm not sure who. I don't even worry about it anymore. I just know Masha's telling me it's supposed to be a safe city, but it's not. It's a big trap. Now, this Georgia grid, goes all the way over into South Carolina. It's just the most unbelievable grid. It goes all the way over to a highway called 221 going south, north, north, south. And Columbia, South Carolina is safe. But all between the Georgia border and into like 321, it's hot. It's kill zone. I mean, wow. This thing is just a monster. The best advice is to find out if your city is a target city. If people they're only targeting this contaminated food at the kill zones. People all other places in the country who are not going to be targeted, they are not going to receive these products on the grocery shelves. So a big, big warning. If all of a sudden people in your area get sick with flu-like symptoms and are going to the hospital, you are in a kill zone. And the best thing to do, you have less than a 2-day window to get out before they lock your city down. And again, if you get locked down, it's not the end of the road. You have to do what I talked about earlier, shut those breakers off day one, October 28th. You shut those breakers off, you probably got a 100% chance of getting out. If you go out the little roads and avoid in the Atlanta or Georgia grid, you got to avoid cities that are hot. I don't think you're going to be able to get through them because they might be blockaded. And you got to stay on those little roads and just get down south. Go south. So now I'm going to go up and I'm going to see if anything up north. I'm sure Tennessee is safe, but I'm going to check with Mosh. Okay, I'll be right back. So now I'm going to do the north. You have a lot better chance if you can get north. Of course, you have to go all the way to North Carolina or Tennessee. You can't go to Memphis, but anywhere but Memphis, and I think it was Jackson, Tennessee was hot. But Nashville's okay, Chattanooga's okay, and North Carolina is okay. Asheville is okay, and so is Charlotte. But you know that South Carolina, that Greenville and Spartanburg, you got to stay out of that. Those are kill zones trickling over from the Atlanta, the Georgia. This whole state is almost under attack. So Mosh is telling me south of Macon, all that in there, Albany, Valdosta, Savannah, they're all safe. Now, right across, a little bit below Macon, Columbus, that's hot. Right on the border between Alabama and Georgia, they're hot. A big tail sign is if the town goes into quarantine, you're a target city. But the lower half of Georgia seems to be okay. Seems like they're going after these, although they're not going after Highway 16 or 75, I should say. But it's not 75, but below Macon, going down to Florida, 75 seems to be safe. This is just the most amazing kill zone I've ever seen. All of the ones I've done, it's amazing. Goes all the way into South Carolina, goes all the way almost to Birmingham. It's amazing. It's all the way up north. Georgia is not safe. All the way to the border of Tennessee and North Carolina. It's North Carolina and Tennessee are okay. Chattanooga's okay. But everything inside of Georgia is a kill zone. Down to Macon. Macon's safe. And below Macon is safe. But Columbus, Georgia is not safe. It's just amazing. This is amazing grid. So again, if you drop a comment in the YouTube, I'll ask Mosh, ask where, what's the safest route for you to take. I just hope I don't get 1,000 inquiries, because then I'll be in trouble. But I'm not really answering email, because between me moving out and my movers are coming Monday and this is Saturday, I should be packing, but I just felt this was really important, so people at least have peace of mind that they can get out. Because I think I have a lot of Georgia listeners. I can look at my statistics and see where people are listening. I don't know where they're listening on YouTube. And I have a lot of YouTube people. People are starting to pay attention. And again, you don't have to believe me. Wait for the sign. And when you see that sign, you'll know Mosh is real. That this is real. And, they keep talking about the second wave. And Bill Gates saying 33 million people are going to die. He's probably not lying. I can't tell you the number Mosh has given me. I promised him I wouldn't say anything. I don't want to get people panicked, but just put yourself in God's hands and ask for a sign, and that you'll be in the right place at the right time. You may be saving your whole neighborhood, I hope, in Georgia, everywhere in Georgia, under attack, Alabama under attack, South Carolina under attack, Augusta, Georgia, you're a trap. You think you're safe, but you're not. Hephzibah, you're a trap too. I don't know who lives there that they want to get rid of, but some people are living there thinking they're safe, but they're not. All around them is a kill zone, just like New York City. I talked about it in another podcast, or I was on somebody's radio show, Michael Deacon. I think I brought it out then about Bezos, or maybe I think that was Bill Gates' birthday. I'm going to get off here. I've been talking too long, boring everybody. But I've just been so shocked about the size of this grid. It's just like unbelievable. So be aware, prepare, and be safe. And until next time, good night and God bless.